Marcos Notch Persson, simply the creator of Minecraft, stirred up the entire internet with a series of tweets basically announcing something that seemed impossible. Minecraft 2. Yes, this is not a test. We really are living in a time when a franchise, more than 15 years after its release, even with a movie in theaters, will finally get a sequel. The community is hyped and there's much to discuss. However, Microsoft cut ties with Notch, making things difficult. Get your popcorn ready and let's go. It all started this year. By the way, happy 2025 guys. And well, Notch made a series of curious and mysterious tweets. He mentioned that he was developing a new game, a game inspired by some genres that really reminded people of Minecraft, and he brought up some interesting topics like, for example, a conflict between his passion and market demand, because as he himself says, he really enjoys more retro style games, but nowadays releases are much more ambitious, aiming of course for profit. He's transparent about combining business with pleasure, proposing that if his new game were recognized as Minecraft's spiritual successor, it would have greater commercial appeal. Lastly, he concluded with a poll in which over 75% of voters supported the concept of Minecraft 2. Since then, the community has reacted en masse, and it's become very clear that there's a strong preference for a successor to Minecraft. And in the following hours, Notch kept tweeting only about this, replying to tweets only about this, making it clear that yes, he really does intend to do it. But well, what would this Minecraft 2 be like? Well, let's explore the two genres that were mentioned by Notch himself. Traditional roguelike and first-person dungeon crawler. He mentioned two games, Adam and Ned Heck, which have interesting main features. Procedural generation, where maps, enemies, and items are randomly generated, making each gameplay and world unique. Permadeath, where the player loses all progress upon death. And minimalist graphics that use simpler visuals. With this brief preview, there's already room for numerous fresh ideas. It appears he's blending sandbox elements from Minecraft with exploration and combat aspects of RPGs, merging the creativity and boundless potential familiar to Minecraft players with a more adventurous spirit, which will be further emphasized in the second genre Notch mentioned. A dungeon crawler's core is first-person exploration with real-time or turn-based combat, puzzles, and environmental challenges. By including more intricate and elaborate dungeons, puzzles, and a tactical PvP mode in our game, it would undoubtedly provide a highly distinct gaming experience. And mentioning all of this, there's a perfect example to make all these ideas more tangible, basically Hytale. This game was created by the largest Minecraft server and later sold to Riot, but the project remains on hold. Anyway, it's clear there's huge potential: open world, new mobs, new dungeons, new bosses, more complex systems, more items, more things, and so on and so on. And for sure, it's going to force Mojang to make some moves, to take action. Since the game every now and then gets some updates right, but also makes a lot of mistakes and is pretty lazy. Write it down and throw it to me, launch mine too right at me. Leo, I'm really excited. Life offers endless possibilities, but it's not always a bed of roses. Will this really work or will it flop? Well, hold on, this coin has two sides. The first side is the most obvious. Would Microsoft stop Notch from doing something like this? Well, when he sold the game back in 2019 for $2.5 billion, there was probably a non-compete clause in the contract that would prevent Notch from getting involved in any project related to, or at least similar to, the block game. But an interesting detail is that these non-compete clauses usually last about 5 or 10 years. Luckily, that time is likely past and Notch would have no issue getting involved with the successor, which he's doing now. Of course, he won't be able to use the Minecraft brand, but since he's literally the creator of the game, it has an enormous commercial appeal. However, there's still a second issue involving him, which is the fact of his personal controversies. It's already more than clear that he's a legend who completely revolutionized the gaming industry, but in his personal life he had several contradictory episodes that make some people hesitant, and personally they make me doubt a little that he'll be able to see this through to the end. To provide context, from 2017 to 2019, Microsoft removed references to Notch from Minecraft and didn't invite him to the game's 10-year anniversary party despite him being its creator. And in fact, in an interview they made it clear that Notch's ideas don't align with the company's values. All of this occurred due to his controversial Twitter comments. Some people just play the game without caring about the creator's thoughts or actions. However, in our media-driven world, if things continue this way, the only funding for a big game will come from his own fan base and community, as no company would sponsor something so risky. But Leo, has he changed? Well, he has definitely matured since then, but he's still pretty sharp, because even today, for example, he tweeted making it clear that he's doing some kind of social experiment. He says he'll express his unfiltered thoughts and feelings, which, as a poet once said, will be a mess. And he's already given us a taste. For example, he tweeted saying he lost a friend after announcing the launch of Microdick 2. Well, if you don't know what Microdick is, don't look it up, but it's basically a cell phone that only exists in Sweden. And besides that tweet, he literally said, open quotes, "I have a really small penis," close quotes. The text appears nonsensical and reflects the speaker's dark humor. No need to look up a translation. Well, like I said, it's definitely going to push sponsors away in case this becomes a big project, and man, I'm just saying all this to set expectations because I really think it's going to be all or nothing. Either this Swede is going to wake up out of nowhere and make the biggest launch of 2025, Super Anna Workstar Grand Theft Auto 6, and win the Game of the Year trophy, or he's just going to give up halfway through, or he's just going to be called crazy like he's a monarch, like he's a Kanye West, and the project is just going to flop below everyone's expectations. And personally, I prefer to believe in the first option. I see the potential. It's like that meme of two guys on a train and one sees the wall and the other sees the beautiful world out there. I prefer to see the beautiful world. Ignorance is bliss. And man, at the end of the day, it's really funny because no matter how this story ends, we're living in a shonen anime. Notch faced many frustrations, like attempting to release other games through game dev, but he was unable to replicate Minecraft's success. After that, he went through a long period of creative silence without showing up in any other big project. Suddenly, he returns with an idea that once again places him on the fine line between madness and genius. If Minecraft 2 released, the impact would be global as the original game remains one of the most played worldwide with millions of active players. If the guy is a genius who revolutionized the industry once, he might surprise everyone and do it again. Before Minecraft, game companies often took down gameplay videos posted on YouTube by applying copyright claims as they didn't find the content interesting. Notch allowed any Minecraft gameplay to be published and monetized on YouTube without requiring credit or enforcing copyright claims, which was very disruptive. The butterfly effect he caused is simply absurd. YouTubers appeared, mod makers, map makers, server owners, editors, thumbnail creators, all of that, man. It's just absurd, the revolution caused by the butterfly effect of a Swede creating a blocky game. But man, let's be honest, the real genius was this kid who dubbed this video of the real Minecraft 2.
Introducing Minecraft 2, where every item is now double the fun.
There's Piston 2! Even the Ender Dragon is 2, but everything gets weird, right?
Everything is 2. The stone is called Estuan. The tree is 2 now, man. Everything is updated. Even the cave is 2, you know?
I'm tired of the number 2 appearing everywhere. From the torch to the diamond, now called the Dual Man Orb, the inventory is filled with items named 2. There are 2 new weapons from Minecraft 2. And a texture pack where everything is 2. There's even a block of 2 made of 2. We have Piggy 2 and Villager 2, and trading with him gives us the pickaxe 2.
The world is ready for Minecraft 2. Notch, shock the world. 2025 has started off well, but only time will tell if it's progress or setback. The thing is, there's a much deeper issue that maybe not even Notch can solve. Every year, I feel the urge to play Minecraft again. I gather friends, start a server, explore, and build. But after 2 weeks, the excitement fades. Why does this game, which has already brought us so many moments of joy, always seem to fall into this cycle? And most importantly, could Minecraft 2 break this cycle? Maybe that's the real question that only Notch can answer. There's a phenomenon called the 2-week phase in Minecraft, which basically consists of that annual urge you suddenly get to create a world by yourself or with your friends, play for a little while, and then forget about the game for a long time. Interestingly, this cultural phenomenon is globally recognized and widely discussed on videos, social media, and forums in Brazil and internationally. But the question that remains is, why does this happen? Did the YouTubers change? Did the game change? Or did we change? We used to worry about using redstone in Minecraft. Now we're concerned with work permits and heavy lifting at the gym. Grab some popcorn, relax, and let's discuss this nostalgia. Well, when I say this topic is widely discussed, I'm not kidding. Over on Reddit, a user made a post asking why people usually have that famous 2-week phase with Minecraft. And this simple question sparked great discussions with over 100 replies. Quote, Minecraft is one of those games where if you can't motivate yourself, there's no unfinished story to bring you back and there aren't even side quests to keep you busy. It all comes down to the player having the self-determination to keep dreaming big. The lack of in-game tutorials for complex mechanics like redstone or simple tasks like creating an ally, which most players would only know from old internet posts, makes the game more challenging. And here we come to the first point we're going to discuss in this video. Minecraft is a game that relies on creativity. The mid and late game lacks engaging activities besides projects that demand significant effort and creativity, leading to a loss of motivation. For YouTubers like Vinicius Trace with an amazing map to show millions, it's easy to make bigger and better projects each time. If you're an average player, who will you make a secret hideout for on your map if you're playing alone? Multiplayer gaming with friends offers a significantly different experience. How does multiplayer in an endless game compare to single player, where it's just you alone in an endless square game? To be fair, it's always possible to make the game more attractive and challenging. For instance, skyblock maps and numerous mod packs drastically change the experience, providing additional objectives and essentially creating a new game. And even though in vanilla you can defeat the Ender Dragon in just a few hours, making the Minecraft journey not determined by any key point other than beating the game, there is a vast world of mod packs, data packs, and even maps that diversify the experience. Our gameplay relies heavily on our creativity, but why does it seem like we could play for longer periods in the past compared to now? Yeah, it seems like since the time when we used to play every day without getting tired, a lot of new things have come up. Nowadays, it's common to start a game and feel overwhelmed by the numerous changes and new features which can be difficult to use or take advantage of without tutorials or intuitive mechanics. This can drive away casual players. Just the other day, I went to play Minecraft Bedrock Edition and I found out of nowhere that you can get bones by killing fish. That's a really random detail I, as someone who played versions 1.5 and 1.8, would never have known. Even if this doesn't affect you, it's not the only issue. I have a significant point regarding the time invested in the projects. As much as nostalgia is strong and makes the memories more fun, at some point when you need to build something bigger, a farm or some process, it becomes very tedious simply because you have to keep breaking blocks, because you have to keep farming items. It's no wonder that many people use creative mode to speed things up because the wait really does make it very tedious. Honestly, losing motivation for projects means losing the main drive behind sandbox games. A big part of the fun is in the projects. Ironically, I think cheating in your world makes the experience even more boring, but in a way, if you trivialize creative mode by using it all the time, it loses its impact. The thrill lies in the challenge of playing on hardcore mode and feeling the tension whenever a creeper or baby zombie appears. Without that, it gets dull after a while. Of course, there must be people who have fun just building, right? Like it's a virtual Lego, you build your house, build your building in a city, and really the only limit is your imagination. But for me, personally, it's not something that appeals to me. But now, talking a bit about multiplayer with your friends, you've probably already set up a server to play together. There's always that one friend who's addicted and keeps playing even after everyone else leaves the server. Upon your return, you find that your friend has transformed the base from a cramped 2x2 house into a grand Disney castle, equipped with every resource imaginable. If you don't have an addicted friend who plays off the server, it's probably you. Despite setbacks, I find multiplayer more engaging than single player. Maybe in reality we need to admit that we've grown up. Life was much simpler before. Minecraft content seemed better. The golden age of Venom Extreme saying maldito and eagerly awaiting new Resende Machinima episodes feels like it will never return. We were obsessed with Minecraft, and the nostalgia of playing it at school after class makes it seem like it was much cooler back then. We once spent all day watching others play. Our favorite acronym changed from attack damage ratio to CLT. We grew up and now we have to face the work permit. Maybe we need to consider the possibility that, in the end, the problem is more with us than with the game. When we give in to that tradition of playing for 2 weeks, gathering friends from Discord instead of Skype, we have to admit that the expectation can't be the same as before. Setting expectations too high leads to frustration. Is it even worthwhile to continue playing after the second week? In brief, this is more about us than Minecraft.